Hello, my beautiful bumblebees, and welcome back to another episode of You Have to Choose. I'm gonna make this intro very short because boyfriend is here and he's pouting upstairs because I have to film. So, I'm just gonna get into it. I will see you at the end of the video. Toodles! It was the next morning and I was at my tryouts. Nicole came over last night to help me learn some of the cheers. This really meant a lot to her. I wished I could say the same, but nevertheless, I tried out. Time skip. I took a seat by the girls at lunch. I wish there was a better option, but this was where Nicole sat. I didn't mind most of the girls, but Bebe hated me. As I sat down, I noticed Wendy and Nicole both had huge grins on their face. Why are you so happy? I questioned, a little scared to know the answer. Welcome to the cheer squad! Wendy smiled, handing me a uniform. Great. Now I have to freeze my ass off with the rest of them. I forced a smile on my face. Yay! Nicole, will you teach the rest of the cheers? You should also probably start working on your splits and round-offs, Wendy explained. Bebe scoffed. I'm pretty sure if she tried doing a round-off, she'd probably land on her ass. That's why we practice. Be nice, Bebe. She is now part of the family, Wendy scolded. Family? I questioned. Yeah, we cheerleaders like to think of ourselves as one big family, Nicole answered. That's why on every other Tuesday, we have dinner at one of our houses, like a family. We also have practice on Wednesday mornings in the gym, and on Friday mornings, we have practice at the field. Also, we wear uniforms on days there are football games, Wendy continued. Wow, that's a lot, I commented. You'll get used to it, Wendy smiled. Wait, am I friends with these girls now? With Wendy? If I'm Wendy's friend, this stamp thing needs to stop. I looked at my phone to see I had a message. Speak of the devil. After the game, do you want to come over and have a movie night? I can't do this. You need to choose. What are you talking about? I can't keep sneaking around behind Wendy's back if we continue this. Someone is bound to find out. Secrets never stay secret. Hell, you've even already told Kyle. Kyle won't tell anyone. How can you be so trusting in people? Kyle and I have been friends all a long time. This is still a secret that if it got out, it could ruin people's lives. Once it's the right time, I'll break it off. But I still want to see you. I took a deep breath. Everything all right? A voice asked. To my surprise, it wasn't Nicole, it was Wendy. Yeah, I replied nervously. You know you can trust us, right? You're now part of the family. And what is family without trust? She reminded me. Great, here comes the guilt trip. Yeah, I know, I smiled. The week went by fast. It was already Friday and we were at the field for my first official practice. Wendy watched us making critiques. Surprisingly, she didn't have much to say about me. Once practice was over, we headed back to the school. Nicole and I went straight to Mr. Davis's room. We checked out our math assignments when Token and Craig walked in together. Hey, baby. Hey, babe, Token greeted Nicole. The two of them started talking, leaving me and Craig alone in an awkward silence. The cheerleader's uniform looks hot on you, he smirked. I blushed. Thanks. So I was hoping after the game you'd be interested in coming over to my place to watch scary movies, he suggested. I'm not one for scary movies. They kind of freak me out, I confessed. Don't worry, I'll protect you, he smirked. Why not? Okay, I agreed. Craig walked away with a self-satisfied smile when someone started nudging me. So, you like Craig? Wendy giggled. I guess. I smiled shyly. Time skip. After the game, we went up to the school and waited for the boys like we always did. Craig and I were left right away. I was glad that Craig came out before Stan, because that would have been awkward to explain myself out of that one. Not that I need to. I'm not It's not like I'm cheating. Craig pulled into his driveway and I suddenly got very nervous. Craig is just so confident. What if he tries something? Could I push him away? I hope this isn't one of those Netflix and chill situations. Stan's POV. I walked out of the school to see all of the girls huddled together by their vehicles just like every week, but I didn't see Wyan there. Where did she go? Craig's car was also missing with Craig. That's weird. Normally Craig was the last... at least... Craig will at least hang around for a little while. Wait, they didn't leave together, did they? No. Wyan's into me. She isn't playing me, is she? You literally have a girlfriend, shut up. Like, I don't... Tolkien, do you know where Craig went? I asked him. He said something about hanging out with Wyan tonight. Tolkien answered, oh, I get it. She won't watch movies with me, but she'll hang out with Craig. Yeah, 'cause you have a girlfriend, Stan. She probably lied about feeling bad about going behind Wendy's back because she seems to have no problem going behind my back. Because you have a girlfriend? Well, I'm not going to take this bullshit. I'm glad. You know, if you weren't into me, you should have said so, because I'm not wasting my time on a girl who would rather hang out with scum like Craig. I almost gave up my relationship with a lying bitch like you. Fuck this dude. No, fuck him. I don't like him. Fuck you, Stan. Fuck you. What do you mean, gave up your relationship? You've been giving up like 20 minutes ago when you literally kissed us. Last chapter. You kissed us last chapter, Stan. I can't. Okay. Fine, come here.
Yes.
Input?
Fuck Stan.
Oh, that's mine. Okay.
No, it's mine now.
Okay.
I'm stealing her Hershey's.
Yep.
Alright, bye-bye.
Okay. Your POV. So, how does the gallows sound? Craig asked. Scary, I gulped. You're going to be the biggest baby about this, aren't you? He chuckled. Scary movies freak me out, I whined. You do realize that's the point of them, right? He laughed. I playfully punched him in the arm. Shut up. I took a seat next to Craig on the couch. The lights were already off, and all that was left to do was push play. Oh no, I'm not watching this, I announced as I looked at the main menu. Don't worry, I won't let anything happen to you, he reassured me as he wrapped his arms around my shoulders. Just as Craig pushed play, my phone went off. So, you know, if you weren't into me, you should have said so, because I'm not wasting my time on someone who would rather hang out with a scum like Craig. I almost gave my relationship on a lying bitch like you. After reading the message, I over to see Craig reading it over my shoulder. Shit, how am I supposed to explain this? Marsh really sounds pissed off. What did you do? He asked. He called me scum. Do you two have a thing? He questioned. We kissed, I blurted. Craig eyes widened. You what? Nothing. I laughed nervously. No, you don't get to do that. You can't just blurt something and not finish the story. I need to know what happened before I kick Stan's ass. Why are you gonna do that? I asked. He shouldn't have the right to talk to you like that, Craig answered. We like Craig. I like Craig. I felt my heart flutter. Okay, so last week Stan started to text me. I started. Secrets have to come out at some point. Then he asked me to hang out. I asked if he was implying a date, and he answered no because he was dating Wendy, which I was totally cool with. I wasn't going to hang out with him if he wanted it to be a date. So then we went to the city walk, and he took me home, and he kissed me. After we pulled away, he promised that he'd break up with Wendy, but she got hurt. Then Stan felt bad and wanted to continue to sneak behind her back, but I would join the cheer team and felt really awful about it. the entire situation. Then Stan asked to hang out tonight, but I refused until he broke up with Wendy. Now I'm here with you because I thought, why not, since Stan and I aren't dating. So now Stan knows, and I think he's pretty pissed. Craig spent a long time staring at me before saying, I think you should leave. Thank you for Wait, what? I asked. Get out. He repeated. Wait, no, this is the part where you're totally okay with everything and stand up for me. I panicked. Okay, fuck her. Why? Okay. Don't make me say it again, he threatened. But what about the movie? I asked, desperate. You don't want to watch it anyways, he simply replied. I got up, not wanting to show any tears, but they spilled out anyway. Now nobody wants me. Okay. Why? Sorry. This story is low-key pissing me off just a little bit, but it's okay. I'm gonna shut up and keep reading. I didn't bother going home. I didn't want to be alone right now, so I called Nicole. Hello? She answered. Hey, are you busy? I asked, trying not to sound like I've been crying. Is everything alright? She questioned. I just need to talk to somebody. I took a hard swallow. She paused to talk to another person she was with. Yeah, come over. I sighed. Thank you. Bye. I sped to her house in hopes, Officer Barbandy? Wasn't out to pull me over. Type shit. Not that I'm sure he would actually give me a ticket. It wouldn't probably be more of a stern talking to. Quickly knocked on the door. Hey, Nicole answered. She had a warm smile on her face. Why can't I be that happy? Bitch. Okay. I could feel myself starting to tear up again. Oh, honey, don't cry. Nicole tried to comfort me as she pulled me into the house. She led me up to her room and sat on the bed. What happened? She asked. I messed up big time, I confessed. What did you do? She questioned. I took a deep breath and told her everything, including Craig kicking me out. Wow, she mumbled. Please don't tell Wendy, I pleaded. Then you tell her, she replied. I can't do that. I ruined everything. I shouldn't never have moved here, I sobbed. Hey, now let's not take it to an extreme. We all make mistakes, she replied. The worst part is I finally decided to not pursue this if he refused to break up with her, so I just was going to move on. But no, Craig hates me now, I cried. I feel bad for lying to Stan once I got his text. I knew this was going to end badly. You should feel bad. You should feel angry for putting yourself in this situation, Nicole commented. I think I need to break from everyone for the weekend, I admitted. Will you take my phone? Wait, what? She asked. I need to not talk to anyone this weekend to avoid making things worse, and what I don't know won't hurt me, so please, take it, I pleaded. I guess, she agreed. I should get going. I decided wiping my wet cheeks. Thank you. I'll see you Monday. I got up and left, not letting Nicole utter a goodbye. I need to get away from all the drama and have time for myself. It was a very boring weekend. I spent most of the time watching Netflix and reading a book I found on my dad's bookshelf. Even though the weekend was extremely slow, I would have still liked to be there instead of school that Monday morning. I didn't want to see the disappointed look on Craig was going to give me. I really did want to see Stan's look of betrayal. The worst part was that I'd have to face Wendy, who had probably been told everything by now. My alarm rudely woke me up Monday morning. I rolled out of bed and slowly got ready, trying to push off the morning as much as possible. As I was dressed and all ready, I realized that there was nothing left to do but go to school. I took a deep breath and got into my car. I couldn't think. I didn't even know what I wanted to think about. I didn't want to think about what was about to happen at school, but it was the only thing that came to mind. Before I knew it, I was at the school. My plan was to not talk to anyone. I was going to just walk with my head down. My plan already worked. I made it all the way to the math room undetected, but when I got there, Stan and Kyle were already in there. They were talking about something, but I didn't really care, knowing it was probably me. Stan gave me a glare, but I ignored it. I sat quietly at my desk reading my book until someone came up to me and said, "Hey, babe." I looked up to see Craig staring at me. I looked around the room thinking he might be talking to someone else, but the only people in there were Lisa Berger, Kyle, Stan, and Tweak, and me. "Are you talking to Tweak?" Stan asks. "Nah, I'm talking to my..." What? Girl. Okay, sorry. "I'm talking to my girlfriend," Craig smirked, knowing he was getting on Stan's nerve. Stan questioned, getting out of his desk. "I'm glad you made up your mind, YN." Wait, what is even going on? Craig kicked me out Friday. Why is he doing this? "So, Craig, how's Tweak taking this?" Stan smirked. "You really want to go there, Marsh?" Craig growled. "Yeah, I do, fucker." Stan glared. They were now right in each other's faces, foreheads almost touching. "Oh, Jesus," Tweak commented. I exchanged glance with Kyle, and we seemed to be on the same thing. "Okay, boys," I intervened, trying to squeeze myself between the small space left between them. "At least Tweak knows about YN. How's Wendy?" Craig asked. "Craig!" I scolded. Stan was ready to attack, but Kyle held him back. "What is going on here?" Wendy asked as she entered the room. "Fuck," I mumbled to myself. "Perfect." Craig grinned. "Wendy, Stan trailed off as he broke from Kyle's grip. "What the hell?" "He's going to tell you lies," Craig intervened. "Shut up, fucker," Stan growled. "Stan?" Wendy scolded. "What, Stan? You really going to tell the truth?" Craig questioned. "Truth about what?" Wendy asked. Stan couldn't help but have a guilty look on his face. "Stan, what's going on?" Wendy continued to ask. "Stan was going to leave you for me," I blurted. "What?" Wendy questioned in disbelief. "Stan, is this true?" "Well, he said he was going to, but I never saw it happen," I continued. "You see, Stan kissed me, and right after he told me he'd break it off, but he had been avoiding it because of your accident, though I'm pretty sure he's been using that excuse because he was scared to lose you." I then turned to Stan. "But don't worry, Stan. I'm going to make your life a little easier. I'm nobody's second choice. I'm not a tapioca pudding. While Wendy gets to be chocolate, I'd much rather be with Craig because he didn't pick me to be his second choice or his side bitch." I hadn't even realized that I had hot tears streaming down my face, but Wendy didn't. She looked shocked, but she wasn't crying. She calmly hobbled out of the room with her crutch. "Wendy, wait," Stan called after her. Stan's POV. I chased Wendy. "Wendy, wait, it's not what you think." "Then what is it?" she asked, violently whipping her face to face me. "Okay, it's exactly what you think," I sighed. "Unbelievable," she muttered. "Wendy, I'm sorry. Please don't leave," I pleaded. "Tell me she meant nothing to you," she replied. I can't do that," I stuttered. "And why not?" she asked. Because it would be a lie," I confessed. She sighed. "Stan, at some point in your life, you have to decide who's in your life and who stays a memory." "What do you mean?" I asked. "At this point in life, I'm afraid it's time for you to become a memory," she admitted. "No, Wendy, we can work this." "No, we can't," she interrupted. "Stan, you may think I'm oblivious to this entire situation, but I'm not. I always saw the way you looked at her, and the day you threw up, I knew it wasn't the stomach flu. I knew you weren't put on your meds when I kissed you. All of that happened because you no longer loved me. You had found someone else. I'm sorry, Stan, but there's no longer any hope for us. Wendy hobbled away, leaving me in the hallway. Then Wyan came rushing down the hall. Was she coming back for me? Wyan? I questioned. Don't get your hopes up. I'm looking for Wendy. She spat. Wyan, look, I'm sorry. Save it. I should have never fallen for someone who only wanted to hold my hand when no one was looking. She glared and walked away. I felt the weight was crushing my chest, making it hard to breathe. You okay, buddy? A voice behind me asked. I turned to see it was Kyle, the only person I wanted to see. I shook my head and he pulled me into a hug. Forget about her, he advised. I sighed. I'm going to wait. You mean you're actually going to torment yourself by watching them? And she might not be yours if they break up, he asked in disbelief. It's hard to wait for someone that might not happen, but it's even harder to give up after it's all you ever wanted, I claimed. Time skip. It had been 2 months since Wendy found out, and the moment I had been waiting for, Wyan and Craig broke up. They broke up about a week ago, but Wyan hadn't seemed affected by it. She still came to school with a smile like nothing happened. I've been trying to talk to her several times since the breakup, but she always just pushed me away. Great, even after the breakup, she still doesn't want me. Yeah, no shit, because you cheated on your girlfriend! Well, I thought that until Thursday night during a basketball game. I wasn't playing since due to the fact I had torn my ACL during our first game. I had recently recovered from surgery, but I was finally off my crutches. But I still couldn't play and had to hobble everywhere. Anyways, it was halftime during the game against East Park. We were the only up by 2, and we were all in the locker room. Coach was yelling at the rest of us. This game was the game of the year, and we weren't picked to win. I leaned my head against the locker room wall. It smelled really bad in there. All of the boys were a sweating mess. 2 minutes left, Coach, a voice warned outside the locker room. The coach led the boys back to the gym where they continued to chat. The time went by quickly, so the boys broke down and went to the court. I took my spot by the freshmen that continued talking statistics, but the gym seemed different. I looked around and it seemed empty. I realized Wyan wasn't over by the cheerleaders anymore. She wasn't even in the gym. I'll be back. Keep these for me, I told the freshman next to me and handed him my clipboard. I hobbled out of the gym. Wyan wasn't outside the gym, but I looked out the window and saw her car was still here. Where is she? The cheerleaders aren't even supposed to leave the gym. I could go ask the other cheerleaders, but they all hated my guts right now. I continued to limp around the building in hopes to run into her. I guess in her car, if her car's still here, I could go wait by it. She needs to be home. She needs it to be home. I limped to her car, only to see Wyan sitting in there crying. What? I thought she was okay with everything. I hesitated, but ultimately went over there and sat in the front seat. She glanced over at me. Why are you here? She smelled of rum. She must have been hiding it somewhere in her car. Her mascara was a mess, just like her hair. Her breath was heavy, like she was holding it back. How did you get out of cheer? I asked. I could tell she was trying to steady her breath since she was on the edge of hyperventilating. I swallowed hard. Why didn't you tell anyone about this? She calmly looked at me. No one asked. I felt my heart break. She didn't want attention, so she acted like none of this affected her. Well, I want to know, I said. Her crying stopped, and she gave me a confused look. Are you serious? 100%. Tell me everything that has you all fucked up, I answered. Everything since I moved here. I'm so tired of being sad. I'm so tired of waking up in the morning and not having anything to wake up for. I'm tired of not being good enough for anyone. I'm just tired," she mumbled. There was a long silence before I finally said, "Maybe if it was your laugh or your eyes on your smile, it could have been your hair or your voice or your personality, but whatever it was, it made me fall pretty damn hard." Her sad face, and she looked alert and curious of the situation. "Are you serious?" I nodded. I must admit, after everything, I still didn't like Craig. I liked you. Picking him was a mistake. No, it wasn't! Sorry. I nodded. I must admit, after everything, I still didn't like... No. No, not the breakup with Wendy right away was a mistake, I corrected. "We both made mistakes," she sighed. "Do you think we could just start over?" I asked. She nodded. I smiled. "Hi, my name's Stan Marsh, and I think you're perfect." Ryan didn't reply, and since she unexpectedly kissed me. "Hi, I'm YNLN, and I think I love you." Hey guys, that's the end of this video. The second book, this was the end of the first book, so I'll be starting the second book in the next episode, but, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, don't condone cheating, don't cheat, guys. If you don't like someone, just break up with them. It's better than leading them on. And I hope you guys have a good afternoon, evening, and night. And please drink water, take your meds if you have them, and eat something. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!